Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel codeWithKhan. So if you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Let's see today's LeetCode problem 3714, longest balanced substring level 2. It is marked as medium. So you are given string S consisting of only the characters A, B and C. A substring S is called balanced if all distinct characters in the substring appears to be same number of times. So that means the frequency of the all characters in this substring should be same. So we need to return the longest balanced substring in the S. Okay, so it is also same as previous, but in yesterday's problem they are given all lowercase chars, right? Here they are asking only for A, B and C. Let's see the constraints. Constraints are 10 to the power of 5. So we cannot go with n square approach because it will be 10 to the power of 10, which will give us the TLE exception. Okay, it will give us a TLE exception. So we need to choose a solution which is less than n square approach. Okay, so now let's see. So now let's observe one key approach. Here we will be having only A, B and C chars. Okay, so let's analyze few inputs, right? Given A, B, C. Okay, or if they are given A, B, C, right? If they are given A, B, C and C, right? If you observe, so in question they haven't mentioned that we need to have all three chars, right? We don't need to have all A, B and C in substring. So we can have a single character, right? Only A's or only B's or only C's, or we can have two characters also, like AB or BC or AC, or we can have all three characters A comma B comma C also, right? So in this example, if you see, we are only taking this balanced substring A comma A comma A, right? So this is one balanced substring. So here we only have A and its frequency is 3. So this is balanced, right? So it can be A or it can be B or it can be C also. So that is one case, right? Case 1 is only balanced substring with single character. Okay, this is one case. Now let's see the second case. So we can generate balanced substring with two characters. So we can pick. So if you see the second example, what is the longest balanced substring here? Which is A, B till here to here. So this is longest balanced substring here. So here we choose A character and B character, right? Because this is the longest balanced substring for us. So it can be BC also, or it can be A comma C also. Okay. So case 2 is any balanced substring with two chars. Okay, and if you see the third example, here we have longest balanced is here to here, right? 2 A's, 2 B's and 2 C's and 2 C's. Here it is longest balanced. Here we consider A, B and C also, right? So with that we found the longest balanced substring. So case 3 is any balanced substring with 3 characters. So what we'll do is we will check for these 3 cases and we will have a max length and we will choose the maximum length of the substring between these 3 cases. Okay, so let's take the first example. Let's take the first case, right? First case is A, B, C. So what we'll do is we will iterate this string from starting from here and we'll have a count variable initially at 1, so we'll start from index 1 only. So we'll check if this is equals to its previous element, right? It's equal, so we'll update count to 2 and we'll proceed further. It will come here and we'll check if it is equal to its previous element, true, so we'll update the count to 3 and now we'll move further. We'll check here if it is equals to its previous element, true, so we'll update its count. Now when it comes here, so is this equals to its previous element? No, here the condition is breaking. So what we'll do here, so now when the condition is break, right, we'll update the max length. Max length will be max of max length comma this count, right? So when it is broken, this condition is broken, so we'll update the max length and we will reset this count. So from now on here we'll count for B, right? Here let's take max length. Till now we have seen max length as 4, so now count is 1. Let's move further. We came here. Now is this is same as its previous element? No, right? Still it is no, so we'll update the max element, so it will be still count is 1, max length is 4, so we'll choose the max length as 4 only. So and when we come here, so we need to update. So what if we have multiple C's? So we will not see this else condition. So after this for loop we will write this condition one more time. Okay, max length is equals to max of max length comma count. Okay, got it. Now let's see second condition. So this is one case. Let's see the second case, case 2, where we will be having longest balanced we are going to find the longest balanced substring, assuming we are only allowing 2 characters, right? Only 2 characters. Now let's see what are those 2 characters. They can be a comma b, or b comma c, or a comma c. Now let's see, we have this one string maybe. Now what we'll do is we'll look for a balanced substring only with these 2 characters. That means we'll allow a substring only with a comma b and we'll not allow substring including this c. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll try to divide this string, right, while traversing. Whenever we encountered a not allowed character, in this scenario c is not allowed character, so till here we break and this will be considered as a segment. Okay, and after that we have this another segment as AB. Now what we'll do is in this segment we'll try to find a longest balanced substring. So in this segment, how we can do a longest balanced substring? So let's divide this further. So we have, it will come A B. So now let's start it from here. So here we have A's count as 1 and B's count as 0. Let's go till here. So at the end, what will be the A's count? A count will be 3 and B count will be 2. So if we have solved previously longest subarray with same zeros and ones, right, there we have used something called prefix sum. What we have done, what we'll do there, so if you have seen 0, we'll take it as -1, and if we have seen 1, we'll consider as +1. So if you are traversing an array in one place, if you have seen a sum, let's take one example as 2. If you have seen 2 here, and we'll traverse and we'll compute the pre-sum, and if you have seen the same 2 here, what does that mean? The sum between these 2 indices is 0. That means this is balanced. In this scenario, this is longest subarray. I mean, it can be longest, or that means it is a balanced subarray. So we use the same pre-sum like concept here also. So here in the first index, right, here we have a 1a and 0 base. So what is its difference? 1 minus 0 is 1, and when we traverse till the end we have the same difference. 3 minus 2 is 1. So here the differences are same. That means the string between these two indices is same, right? If we observe here AB and here AB, that means this substring is balanced. So how we can check that? So we will keep a map for storing these differences. So when we are traversing, we'll keep track of this A's count and B's count, right? First character count and second character count. So we'll store their difference and its index. So 1 minus 0 is 1, and we'll store its index as 0. And when we are here, so we have 3 minus 2. So its difference we have seen somewhere, right, at index 0. So we'll fetch it and we'll calculate the max length. How will calculate? Max length will be max of max length comma, where we have seen this at index I, right? When we are here only we have seen that. So index I, and where we have seen the same difference at index 0. So this is the max length. Okay, I hope you understand this second case also. Now let's see the third case, right? So in the second case I have only explained for A comma B, so but we need to check the same for B comma C and A comma C also. Okay, now let's take the third case, case 3, which is including all 3 characters. Okay, we need it for all 3 characters. So what we'll do is, here also we'll use the same concept as prefix sum. Okay, let's take one example: A, B, B, C, C. Now if you are seeing this, we know that this is a balanced substring. But let's take 3 counts. A's count. Now we are including 3 characters, so we'll keep track of 3 counts: A's count, B's count, and C's count. So when you are here, what is A's count? It will be 1, and B's count is 0, and C's count is 0. Right? What we'll do, we'll use the same map and we'll save its differences, like A's count difference minus B's count different, and we need to create a unique key, right? That's why we'll use hash here, and we'll use A's count difference minus C's count difference. Now if we are move further, when we are here, it will be 2, right? Now it will be 2 minus 0 and 2 minus 0. Now when we are at this index, so what will be the counts? A's count will be 3. Now let's add this first count. It will be 1 minus 0 is 1 hash 1 at index 0. Okay, it is 2 hash 2 at index 1. Now when we are at this index, what is A's count? A's count is 3, B's count is 2, C's count is also 2. Now if you see the difference, A minus B hash A minus C. So what is A minus B? 3 minus 2 is 1, and A minus C, 3 minus 2 is 1. So if you see, we have seen this hash before, where? At index 0. So that means the between these two indexes is the string between these two indexes is a balance substring. So we'll update the max length now. So max length will be max of max length comma, so we have stored in this one, we are at this index I, minus, we'll get this from the map, which is 0. So we'll update the max length. So we have computed the max length in case 1, in case 2, and in case 3. So whatever max length we found in these 3 cases, in these 3 cases we will return the final max length. Okay, now let's see the time complexity. So time complexity is, so here we are not doing anything. So in first case we are just iterating the array which is order of n. In second scenario we are not doing anything, we are doing the same thing. We are iterating the string, and whenever we see a not allowed character we are stopping, and we are checking this segments characters frequencies. So this is also order of n, and here also we are iterating the string only, here also order of n. Okay, so if you observe we are using the hash maps, we are using the hash map, and we are inserting frequently and by generating its keys, right, by finding its differences between the character counts, and we are inserting it. So to insert, at worst case it might take log of n, right? So it will be log of n, so it will be order of n into of log n, so total it will be n log n. Got it? Okay, now let's write code for this. Yeah, let's take int n first, s dot length, then we'll take int max length is equals to 0 initially, and then let's take a counter, int count is equals to 1, and then we'll start for case 1. So initially for case 1, which is for 1 character, let's take int I is equals to 1, and then I should be less than n, and then I plus plus. Okay, so now we need to check here if s dot char at of I is double equals to s dot char at of I minus 1. So if it is equals to the previous one, then we'll just increase the counter, and then in else scenario we'll update the max length and reset our counter. Math dot max of max length comma count, and we'll reset the count with 1. And at the end, so for scenarios such like if you have ccc, so we need to update, like it will never go to the else case. So at the end, after for loop terminated, we need to update the max length. Here also we'll update max length method max of max length comma count. Okay, now let's see for case 2, which is for 2 chars. Okay, now what we'll do is we will write a separate function for 2 characters, and we'll update the max length returning from them. So math dot max of max length comma method will be for 2 chars, and we'll pass string s and a character, the first character, and then b as second character, and then c as to skip this character. Okay, I will copy paste this method for other combinations like pc and ac. So let's update these. This is for b, and this is for c, and we'll skip a, here we'll skip b, and it will be c. So once this is done, let's write for the case 3 for 3 characters. Now we'll do the same. Max length is equals to math dot max of max length comma for 3 chars. So we'll just pass s string s here, and at the end we'll just return the max length. Okay, now let's write the methods. So first let's write method for the 2 characters. Public int for 2 chars, will pass string s and first character and second character and a character to skip. Okay, now here we'll take max length as 0, and then we'll take it is I is equals to 0, and let's take n as dot length. So you can initialize this as a global variable, but for now it is fine. So we'll iterate I is less than n, and then we'll take a map for storing the differences. Integer comma integer to store its index, difference and index. Integer map equals to new HashMap, and then we'll put the initial base case for the first segment, right? We need to find this first index, so we'll put 0 comma I minus 1. Now let's take the counters. Int c1 is equals to 0 and then c2 is equals to 0. Now let's start for the segments. I is less than n, and then need to check s dot caret of I. It should not be the skip character. So in this scenario, what we'll do, we'll just extract our character ch is equals to s dot caret of I, and then we will just check if this character, if our character is double equals to first, right? If this character is double equals to our first character, then what we'll do, we'll just simply update our count to 1. In else scenario, we'll just update our count to 2. Now what we'll do, we'll just find the difference and we'll check if it is present in the map or not. Into diff is equals to c1 minus c2, and then we'll check if map dot contains this key, diff key. If this is contained, we'll update the max length. Max length is going to be map dot max of max length comma I minus the index where we have seen this previously. In else condition, we'll just put this into the map dot put the diff and its index. Got it? And at the end, we'll just update the I, and here once we found one segment, we'll update I here also, and at the end we'll just return our max length. Okay, now this is done. Now let's set another method for 3 characters. Let's copy the method name from there for 3 characters. Now let's write public int for 3 characters. We are taking string s. Now let's initialize basic things like max length and int max length is equals to 0, and then n is equals to s dot length length. Okay, here we need 3 counters. Int c1, let's take a counter as 0, and b counter it is also 0, and then c counter it is also 0. And then what we'll do, we'll use a map again for storing the differences. Here we will be generating the key with the differences, right? a minus c and b minus c, like that. So we'll store string and then its index as an integer. Map is equals to new hash map, and here also we need a base condition, so we'll put 0 hash, so we need a index 0 hash 0 at index minus 1. So what we'll do now, so we'll iterate the string for int I is equals to 0 to I should be less than n, and then I plus plus. So we'll just extract the character ch is equals to s dot caret of I, and we'll check if this ch is double equals to a, then we'll update a's count. Otherwise, else if this character is double equals to b, then we'll update the b's count. In else condition, we'll just update the c's count. Now we will generate the hash key. Okay, that would be a string diff is equals to, it was a minus c, and then did I remove anything? No, it is, and then it would be b minus c. So we'll store its difference as a key. Now we'll check if map dot contains this difference key or not. If this is contains previously, that means we have seen this before. So we'll update the max length. Max length is equals to math dot max of max length gamma I minus map dot get of that index. Okay, once this is done, in else condition we'll just put that into the map, put of the diff key and then index I. Okay, at the end here also we'll just return the max length. Okay, now we have right for the case 3 and this method is for the case 2, and at the end we are returning the max length. Now let's try to run this code. Yeah, it is accepted. Now let's submit this. Yeah, it is accepted. Yeah, if you like my content, please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.